Welcome to the Venus Frequency, Venus Butterfly Transmission. I'm so glad you're here. In this frequency, we choose clarity over confusion, presence over performance, and alignment over effort. We listen, we soften, we shift the frequency.
The Venus frequency, feel it in me, soft as a spell. I bloom, I breathe, butterfly energy. I don't chase, I receive. The Venus frequency.
Metamorphs, vibe with me on this because today I have three more very important questions for you as we enter into the sixth transmission of what Venus taught us during her transit in Taurus. And listen, Metamorphs, this one is for everybody who has ever talked themselves out of their own beauty standards because something or someone made beauty feel unnecessary, irresponsible, like it was too much, too extra, or made it feel like beauty was something that you had to earn. So lean in, tap in, my lovelies, because this frequency is going to reveal some important things. But you already know we are going to be gentle with ourselves and keep it cute and classy. Because question number one is, have you been treating beauty like something you can skip instead of letting yourself have what actually makes you feel good inside? Makes you feel like yourself. I want you to look in the mirror if that one landed somewhere honest and breathe. Because question two goes even deeper. But you already know I'm going to walk you through this, right? Okay, so question number two, my loves, is have you ever denied yourself beauty because you felt like you needed to be more practical, productive, healed, worthy, or more put together first to allow it? Now, if that one revealed a pattern, I need you to stay with me because question number three is the one that shifts the standard. So, are you ready? Are you still with me? Because finally, question number three is, are you ready to stop apologizing for wanting your life, your body, your space, and your presence to feel beautiful? If you answer yes, party people, then you just might be ready for the frequency of beauty is not frivolous. Because metamorphs, beauty is not extra. Beauty is not shallow. And beauty definitely is not foolish. And if you don't believe me, I'm about to tell you why. Beauty is absolutely necessary because beauty is one of the ways the body remembers that life is allowed to feel luxurious, my lovelies. So let me talk to you for a minute or two because by the end of this transmission, I need you to understand that beauty is not frivolous. Beauty is not something we only get to care about after everything is taken care of and all the bills are paid. Beauty is not to be used as a distraction from healing. In fact, please know that beauty can be a part of the healing process. And I know some of us were taught to confuse beauty with vanity, but no, wanting things to look good, to smell good, to feel good, to taste good, to sound good are not being too much. And no, it is not asking for too much. Some of us have been conditioned to believe softness is silly, adornment is unnecessary, luxury is irresponsible, pleasure, and that pleasure should be treated with suspicion. And we've been told to believe that if we care about beauty, then we must be shallow. But Venus and Taurus said, not wait just a darn blasted minute, because Venus knows that beauty is to be embodied. She said what she said, and she knows what she knows, people. Because beauty has texture, beauty has temperature, beauty has rhythm, beauty has atmosphere. And Venus knows that Venus, or let me say it again, she knows herself too. But Venus knows that beauty is medicine. Y'all gonna work through me or work with me with this congestion again. And sometimes beauty is the first thing that reminds our nervous system that the world is not only about danger, duty, disappointment, and demand. Sometimes beauty shows up to interrupt that survival loop. So go ahead, my lovelies, and put those flowers on the table. Go on ahead and put those clean sheets on the bed. Oil your skin. Light a candle in the room. Cook a meal and plate it with care. Enjoy a song that softens the chest. Put on a red lip on an ordinary Tuesday. Throw on those gold hoops just to go to the grocery store. A dress that makes your body feel remembered. Allow yourself to clean that corner in that chaotic season of your life. Go on ahead and allow yourself to luxuriate with some aromatherapy and just sit there with yourself. Allow beauty to become a mirror you no longer use as a weapon. This is not frivolous, people. It is necessary. It is devotion. And it is you telling the body, I am allowed to exist in a life that does not only feel like pressure. Because embodied value means the body gets to experience what you say you believe. And if you say, I am worthy, but your whole environment feels like neglect, exhaustion, urgency, and emotional clutter, then the body may have a hard time believing you. The body is screaming, girl, you know you lying, you don't believe that. Not because you need expensive things, not because beauty requires money, not because softness has to look like luxury for somebody else to approve of it, but because the body responds to care. The body responds to intention. The body responds to being nourished. And beauty is one of the ways we tend to our body. Beauty says, I am here. I am worthy of care. I am allowed to be softened. I am allowed to be surrounded by reminders that life can still feel good. So please listen, my loves, because I want to be very clear. Beauty is not a costume for self-abandonment. Beauty is not a performance to be chosen. Beauty is not a mask for pain you refuse to feel. And beauty is not, let me look good while I keep tolerating what is breaking me. No, ma'am, and no, sir. That is not the beauty Vidi is teaching us here. Venus in Taurus is teaching rooted beauty, beauty with embodiment, beauty with peace, beauty with self respect, beauty that brings you back to yourself instead of pulling you away from yourself, beauty that does not require you to shrink, compete, compare, or perform, beauty that lets you exhale. Because there is a difference between beauty used as distraction and beauty used as devotion. Distraction says, maybe if I look good enough, I will be chosen. But devotion says, I choose to honor this body because it belongs to me. Distraction says, let me hide what hurts. Devotion says, let me tend to what hurts with tenderness. Distraction says, let me prove I am valuable. Devotion says, let me live in a way that reminds me I already am. And that, my lovelies, is the difference. And baby, that difference matters. Because if beauty becomes another place where you punish yourself, compare yourself, abandon yourself, the beauty has been disconnected from Venus. Beauty without embodiment becomes performance. Beauty with presence becomes prayer. So, no, we will not be using beauty to escape from the truth. We are using beauty to make the truth softer to hold. We are using beauty to remember that we are still here. We are still alive. We are still present in our bodies. We are using beauty to create an atmosphere where the nervous system can chillax a little bit. Say that again. We are using beauty to create an atmosphere where the nervous system can chillax. Just relax, just a little bit. We are allowing beauty to be the evidence that the body is not just a problem to fix. The body is a place to honor, and beauty is a means to get us there. And that right there, people, is why beauty is not frivolous. Because sometimes beauty gives the spirit somewhere gentle to land. Sometimes beauty helps grief breathe. Sometimes beauty helps tiredness feel held. Sometimes beauty makes a hard day feel less harsh. Sometimes beauty reminds you that you are still allowed to want sweetness even when life has been heavy AF. Sometimes beauty is the result that lets you know the cocoon is not the whole story, because a butterfly does not apologize for her wings being beautiful. She does not dim them because the cocoon was plain. She does not return to what held her just because someone caused her emergence extra. Nope. Instead, that beautiful butterfly, what she does instead is fly. Not because she hates the cocoon, but because she has outgrown it. And some of us have outgrown the belief that beauty is only acceptable when it is practical. Let that belief stay in the cocoon, please and thank you. Because you are allowed to want beauty. You are allowed to create beauty. You are allowed to be moved by beauty. You are allowed to let your space feel like a sanctuary. You are allowed to let your body feel adorned without needing a special occasion. You are allowed to wear the lipstick, light the candle, buy the flowers, play the music, moisturize slowly, plate that food, open your window, clear the corner, and make your life feel less like a waiting room and more like a home. Because beauty does not have to be expensive to be sacred. Beauty can be simple, beauty can be quiet, beauty can be clean, beauty can be soft, beauty can be a ritual, beauty can be a boundary, and beauty can be the way you stop letting survival have the final say over the atmosphere of your life. Because worth, I said it before, and I'm going to say it again, because worth must become behavior. The body keeps the standard. Pleasure is a practice. Rest is a receipt. And beauty is not frivolous, friends. Beauty is care. You can see, feel, touch, taste, hear. And beauty is one of the ways embodied value becomes visible. Beauty is one of the ways the body remembers I am not just here to survive this life. I am here to experience it. So here are today's B.Fly's metamorphosisms. Let them meet you where they need to meet you. Beauty is not frivolous. Beauty is not foolish. Beauty is not extra. Beauty is one of the ways I remember I can feel sacred. I allow beauty without apology. I receive softness without suspicion. I adorn my body without needing permission. I create atmosphere that supports my nervous system. I let my space remind me I am worthy of care. I let my body feel honored, not inspected. I do not use beauty to abandon myself. I use beauty to return to myself. My beauty is not a performance. My beauty is not a plea. My beauty is not an audition. My beauty is devotion. My beauty is presence. My beauty is a prayer. I am allowed to be seen without shrinking. I am allowed to be soft without being unsafe. I am allowed to want a life that feels beautiful to live in. I am allowed to trust myself, to choose myself. I let beauty support me. And so it is. This metamorphosism was inspired by the frequency of beauty is not frivolous. I hope this frequency found you not in vanity, but in reverence, not in performance, but in presence, not in the pressure to become more beautiful, but in the remembrance that beauty is one of the ways your spirit recognizes home within the self. Because beauty is not something you have to earn. Beauty is something you are allowed to experience. So today's tarot highlight is the Empress. And yes, Metamorphs, the Empress is returning to the frequency because this transmission belongs to her. We are not entering the Empress as a card to explain. No, we're not doing that. We are entering her as an archetype to embody. The Empress reminds us that beauty is not separate from our worth. Beauty is not separate from nourishment. Beauty is not separate from creation. And beauty, my loves, is not separate from care. The Empress does not treat beauty as shallow because she understands that beauty is one of the languages of life force. She knows the garden matters, the body matters, the atmosphere matters, the senses matter, the way we are tended matters. So today, the Empress asks, where have you been denying yourself beauty because you thought it was not practical enough? Where has your environment been asking for more care, softness, or intention? And what simple act of beauty can remind your body that your life belongs to you? Now breathe that in and let that settle where it needs to settle. If you would like to go deeper into this work, I invite you to listen to Arcana 22 Initiations, which are streaming on most platforms. And if you are really feeling the frequency, I would love it if you would follow me, Venus B.Fly, or the Venus Butterfly Collective on your favorite social platform. Well, where I will be providing more transmissions, rituals, and metamorphosisms. And while you are there, please like, share, follow, and subscribe to stay tuned into this frequency. And guess what? Next time we will be entering the 7th transmission of what Venus taught us while transiting about in Taurus. And that is what Taurus likes to talk about, baby. The bank needs boundaries. Because your resources deserve reverence too. Your money deserves the same boundaries as your heart. So, all right, Metamorphs, thank you for listening. Please know that I see you, I feel you, and I sure do appreciate you. The temple is now closed. Let what resonated stay with you, because you already know you don't need to hold on to the rest. Stay present, stay aligned, stay grounded, and I will meet you right back here in this frequency.